Christina, back up. What happened?
I was helping her out of bed, and then she just collapsed.
Her heartbeat's steady. Her BP's
Maybe she had a headache, and she didn't say anything, and that could lead to like a blood
She might
clot.
have just fainted, Christina. Just try and relax. We're gonna run some tests. Can I get a gurney in here?
Theo pulled a switch. Sam for Brenda. Sam was supposed to die in that limo.
I had nothing to do with it.
You were the diversion.
I told you the truth back at the law firm. Theo gave me the order to kidnap Brenda. That's it. No collateral damage. The bait and switch was his idea, not mine.
You knew about it. That's why you're running.
I'm not running. I've got information in Manhattan that could help you find Theo.
My son Alexander was the father of your child. I know this because you and Dante Falconeri publicly admitted the truth to the guests at the wedding. You will now tell me all about my grandchild, beginning with the names of his adoptive parents and where he lives.
You made Sonny believe that I'm dead for a child that doesn't exist.
Don't worry about retaliation, Bernie. Listen, I'm asking you to handle it. That's all I'm asking.
Sonny, the cops are on this. I'm doing all I can.
Yeah, well, so am I.
Searching for Brenda does not give you the right to turn this city into a war zone.
Watch me.
Hey, you look nice.
I have a job interview in an hour. Receptionist at an ad agency.
Oh, yeah?
Can you see me answering phones?
Oh, of course, you got a great speaking voice.
Thanks. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm just grabbing a quick coffee. I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're not. I've been staring at the same sentence for 10 minutes right now.
Okay. Wow, Sam.
Well, she lost her hearing in the explosion. Hopefully it's not permanent, but they don't know yet.
Oh, I hope she'll be okay.
Yeah, me too.
What about Brenda? I mean, any clues as to where Theo took her?
My dad got a hold of this guy who works for Theo.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised that your dad would want you involved.
He doesn't. This guy, Butler, he took my mom hostage, right? And they were at my mom's house, and my dad showed up, and then by the time I got there, he was tied to a chair, and my parents were yelling. My mom claimed that he didn't know anything.
Oh, it sounds like your mom was a little quick to defend the guy who kidnapped her.
Yeah, my dad thought so too. He wanted me and my mom to leave, but I knew if I didn't, if I would have stayed there, that he probably wouldn't have hurt Sean, but Dante showed up and he had to go.
Okay, so basically you saved this guy's life.
Yeah, but what if this guy had information that could have saved Brenda, and because of me, they'll never find her?
You're not going anywhere.
What I've got in New York could help you find Theo
I
Hoffman.
think you know where he is, so why don't you just tell me now?
And you don't get it. Theo set us both up.
Why should I believe you? All I have is your word.
And a gunshot wound. You think I let myself get shot on purpose? I damn near died.
Yeah, so did Sam.
Look, I want Theo as badly as you do, believe me. When I was in the hospital, he sent some guy to try and kill me.
Well, it's because you know too much.
Exactly. I've worked with the guy on several jobs and kept a record of every one. And they're all in a safe deposit box in Manhattan. I need to get to those records and figure out what Theo is so desperate to hide.
Well, that's a good cover for going on the run.
You don't trust me, you're welcome to come along.
Code gray 614.
Hey, no. Hey, stay there.
614.
Dizzy.
Dizzy? Okay. How's your head? Your head hurt?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
No headache, are you sure?
What happened?
Sam was trying to get up and I helped her and she just passed out.
Well, she could have simply just fainted. We're not sure yet.
But why? And did she hit her head?
She's been lying in bed for a couple days in a prone position. Damage to her ears both affect her equilibrium. She could have simply tried to get up and fell.
All right, so it's not an indication of something more serious, right?
Well, it could be.
I'm fine.
Sam, can you hear anything? No?
Nothing.
Okay. We're going to run some tests. We're just going to start with an MRI.
Make sure she doesn't get up again, okay?
We'll take good care of her, Christine. Let's move.
We'll just go.
Wait a minute. I'm fine.
All right, well, we'll just wait here.
She got up too fast. I shouldn't have let her.
Christina, it's not your fault, and as you can see, the doctor doesn't think there's any harm done. Okay?
Well, what if passing out was a symptom, of something worse, and they just didn't see it in the first round of tests?
Let's not buy trouble, okay? She seems fine.
That's what my friend Allie said right before she died.
I had a miscarriage when I was 7 months pregnant.
You wanted to hide the child from me, and that's exactly what you did.
You're right, I did. But my son didn't survive.
You put the baby up for adoption. You dumped him off like some inconvenient baggage and went on with your frivolous life.
You're delusional.
You took my son, but you will not deprive me of my grandson.
Hey, you have any idea where the bartender is? Because I'm supposed to get Kate an iced tea.
No, I haven't seen him since he dropped this off, but I really haven't been paying much attention.
Bloody Mary?
Tomato juice. It's supposed to boost your electrolytes.
Wow. Well, I could use one of those because my latte's starting to wear off.
All night.
Are you being sarcastic? Because I can't tell.
I'm under the impression that I missed something.
You haven't read a newspaper. You haven't seen the news?
I honestly was so blurry-eyed when I woke up this morning, I couldn't really pay attention to anything. And as you know, I have a tendency to be a little self-absorbed, so if my ignorance has caused any offense, I apologize.
Well, you know that Sonny and Brenna got married last night, right?
Yeah, that's the hangover. The thought of that rat bastard marrying some trophy while my sister rots away in the ground gives me a taste so bitter in my mouth that the only thing I can think of to get rid of it is drink it away.
Well, I don't think that Sonny will be enjoying himself too much because someone put a bomb in his limo.
Crap.
No, nobody died. Brenda was kidnapped. And they think it was by a man named Theo Hoffman, who's also known as the Balkan.
Wow. Do I feel like an ass? Not that I have any sympathy to spare for Sonny, but I'd hate to see anything happen to Brenda. Oh, so this bomb was a diversion?
Yeah. When I got there, the limo was in flames, and it took a while for them to put out the fire and get the car open, and everyone's standing around. Sonny's going out of his mind with grief. We all think that Brenda's in the back, but it wasn't her, it was Sam.
I'm sorry, I must have...
There was a switch, and Sam was in the back of the car, but she wasn't burned because the car's bomb-proofed, and no one knows how Sam got there or how Brenda was kidnapped.
So this Theo replaced Sam for Brenda, and if he didn't know that the car was bomb-proof, then he was expecting...
Sam to be burned beyond recognition, yeah. Nice, right?
Is she okay?
Yeah, she just has some hearing loss, I think, and she's in the hospital. I mean, it's better than being dead.
You want to know what's really strange about everything you just told me?
Other than a car exploding, a woman almost being burned to death, and another woman being kidnapped?
Nothing happened to Sonny.
Well, Sonny
was out of his mind, I heard. Which happens fairly often. Things happen, Sonny flips out, screams, yells, makes accusations, and when the dust finally settles, lives are destroyed or people are dead. Sonny goes on with his life, business as usual.
You're either with me or against me.
I'm against you breaking the law to search for Brenda.
Theo did not bring in his own army. He cut a deal with one of the families, or he used a local. But either way, we're talking about a sick, freaky individual here. And if all they did was steal a van to transport Brenda or rent a safe house so Theo can keep her, somebody knows something.
And the PCPD will squeeze every major player in this town.
I don't want to use the cops! I'm done with cops!
Well, this is the problem.
This is my wife we're talking about.
Great, Sonny, this is the problem. You're too close to this. You can't be involved. You're overcome with worry. You're gonna take it out on the first person that you find.
Look, I have to have information, right? And I'm gonna get it, no matter what.
Okay. Your fear for Brenda does not give you the right to go and break skulls and hurt innocent people.
Why is it that you only choose to go by the book when it's somebody innocent like Michael or Brenda are gonna suffer for it?
Somebody to pick up the information.
What, you seriously think I went down to a savings and loan? It's a high-tech deposit box, fingerprint activated. I'm the only one who can open it.
Flight 817 to New York's LaGuardia Airport is now families with children
Look, Jason,
needing special assistance.
I almost died last night. First in an ambush, then duct taped to a chair. Sonny would have killed me if Carly and her son Michael hadn't stood up for me. I repaid my debts. Now I'm tracking Theo down, and I need that safe deposit box to do it.
Flight 817 to New York's LaGuardia Airport is now boarding Group 1, rows 1 to 14.
All right, go.
I'll bring back all the records of my dealings with Theo.
These men can be watching.
I know how to lose a tail.
Sean, when you're going through those records, see if you can find a connection between Theo and an artist named Franco.
The night of the bus accident, everyone was worried about my hypothermia, and then there Allie was, dying, and nobody even knew.
Honey, they've done extensive tests on Sam. If something were serious, they would have found that out by now.
Passing out seems pretty serious to me.
Or with everything going on with her, she could have simply gotten up too fast and fainted.
Everyone's different. If something's wrong with her, then it could get bad really fast.
I know, after everything that this family has been through, that it would be understandable to expect the worst. But how about we change that and we start expecting the best and you have a little faith?
I'll try.
Okay. Because you know who would be the first person to tell you to chill out would be Sam.
You're busted. You're the one, going on and on about Sam, but you're just as scared as I am. Right?
I'm going to see Dr. Drake to find out how your sister's doing. You gonna be okay alone?
Sure.
I will be right back with your sister.
Wow. 10 messages, all from business associates. You want to guess what they're about?
Not a clue.
Sonny doesn't play helpless very well. He's going to want to take action, right? Even if it's wrong. He's probably shaking down every guy in the city, trying to see if one's going to roll over. The problem is, none of these guys have probably even heard of the Balkan or Theo Hoffman.
You know all this without checking a message?
You remember when your boss was shot, right? Not the day that she tried to marry Sonny. No, that was courtesy of my father, the cuddly little lunatic that he is. No, I'm talking about the day that she was shot on the waterfront and Sonny jumped and accused me of doing it and taking Michael hostage for good measure. Remember, I was given a 3-week all-expense-paid vacation to a padded cell with amenities like daily beatings. My point is, Sonny didn't take the time to find out if I was actually responsible. He needed an ass to kick, and mine was there. I don't see him changing his tactics. He's gonna wage an all-out war in this city, and, well, the only thing that he's gonna get is gratification for his massive ego.
I owe you an apology.
For what?
For forgetting what you've been through and putting it at the back of my mind. You do these crazy and reckless things and you seem callous and unfeeling, and I wonder, what do you have to be so pissed off about? But the truth is, you've been through a lot of horrible stuff. And you've lost a lot of people that you love, and no one has the right to judge you, least of all me.
Well, truthfully, the fact that you even think about me at all these days is flattering.
What? Of course I care about you. You were a big part of my life.
You were a big part of mine. It still doesn't sit well with me the way I ended things. That wasn't fair to you.
Well, look, I wasn't crazy about the fact that you claimed you wanted to be with Maxie, but eventually I understood that you let me go because you didn't think that you were good for me.
I wasn't.
You were better than you think. I'm glad that we were together. I matured a lot. I had to work out a lot of issues, and by letting me go when you did, I was able to meet Dante, and we're crazy about each other. You helped me get there, and I'm grateful.
Well, if I did anything good for you at all, Lulu, I'm the one who's grateful. All right, I should get back to these messages, huh? And find out how I'm gonna avoid an all-out war with Sonny.
Oh, good luck with that.
Thanks. I might need it.
All right, well, be careful.
What's the fun in that?
My dad wanted answers out of this guy, and I'm the reason you didn't get them.
You did what you thought was right.
I just think about my dad and how he would do anything it took to find Brenda, and I get that. If you were held hostage by some psycho that can kill you at any single second, I would do anything it took to find you, so I understand.
I don't believe that.
Oh, you think I'd just leave you in danger?
No, I think that you would risk your life. But I don't believe for a second that you would tie someone to a chair and threaten them with God knows what. You have a conscience. That's a good thing.
Yeah, unless it gets somebody killed.
Michael, look, I know how hard it must have been to go against your father, but you did it because you love him. And because you couldn't stand the idea of this guy, Sean, being brutalized. It's probably because of what happened to you in prison.
Oh, it's totally different.
Was it? This guy, Sean, was trapped. So were you.
So basically, I'm more screwed up than I even realized.
Look, it is not screwed up to show empathy and compassion. When some people are hurt, they deal with it by inflicting pain on others. You did the opposite. You couldn't stand by and just watch anyone get hurt. I respect that so much. And I know that your dad does too.
Sorry. That was a cheap shot.
I didn't come here to fight with you, Sonny. I'm warning you to back off before you make things worse.
Well, we're going around in circles because, can we just talk about something that we can agree on? I want you to, if you can, help Michael and Morgan because they saw things that night that I never wanted them to witness.
Well, stop doing what you're doing.
Now, who's going to take care of the bad guys? I want that part of my life separate from my kids. Michael knows this. I want to ask you if you would talk to Morgan.
You want me to be your apologist? Sonny, what part of let the cops handle this don't you get?
Well, as my son who stood by me as my best man at my wedding, as I vowed to love and honor Brenda for the rest of my life, 3 hours later, she's gone.
Look, it's a nightmare, Sonny, but this does not give you carte blanche to go hurting this Sean Butler guy or anybody else.
Okay, I'm gonna find Brenda, whatever it takes. And I know you want to help, but you don't want to compromise your badge. So I'm asking you to take a leave of absence, go on a vacation with Lulu, and I'll pay the tab.
You seriously want me to go sit on a beach somewhere, watch the sunset while you stick around town murdering people?
Yes.
When did you first realize you were pregnant with Alexander's child?
Right about the same time that I realized that your son was lying to me about who he is. That he was a sick and twisted criminal.
It would be wise to avoid such commentary.
Your son followed me to New York. He stalked me. And then he almost killed a police officer.
The baby, Mrs. Corinthos.
Dante did sign a paper claiming to be the father and giving me full custody so that I could take my baby back to Rome and raise him myself.
And why did you alter the plan?
I didn't alter the plan. I needed to go to Africa on a charity trip, and I asked the doctor, and the doctor told me that it was safe for me to travel. And when I got to Africa, I got sick. And I had a very high fever. And then I passed out. And when I woke up, I realized that I had had a miscarriage. And that my son was gone.
Were there any witnesses? Any attendants? Surely the great supermodel didn't fly off to Africa and miscarry all alone.
I was with the director of my charity, Suzanne Stanwyck.
I can't agree with what my father tried to do to that guy, but I understand it. I want to help find Brenda.
What do you think that you could do?
I don't know. Ask questions. If Theo didn't grab Brenda alone, somebody's got to know something.
Well, you're still on parole, Michael. You can't afford any trouble.
You sound like a mom. Abby, I am so sorry. I didn't mean that at all. You don't remind me of my mom. No.
Okay, good to know. And just for the record, I don't feel at all maternal about you.
Good, I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is that my mom doesn't want me to get involved in anything my father's doing because it can risk my parole.
Well, your dad is going to break the law. Your mom doesn't want to see you go down that road because she knows that you're better than that.
Yeah, I know. There's got to be something I can do.
Just watch and wait. Maybe you'll see an opportunity. You certainly helped me. I gotta get to that job at the interview with the ad agency.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you. I'll see you later. Okay. Hey, Molly.
Hey, Abby.
I'll see ya.
Bye. Hey, Michael.
Hey, you okay?
That guy who just left. I saw him at the hospital earlier. He tried to kill Sean.
Lunch is served. I'm working on sounding more deferential. Mr. Big only keeps me around because I know stuff.
Oh, what kind of stuff do you know?
Where the bodies are buried. Lots of bodies.
You tell me?
Why? Won't do you any good. You won't get to the police.
Well, maybe I could get to the police if you wanted to help me.
I can't. I'd be the next body. Maybe anyway. That's why I keep this handy.
Really? You're not really dangerous, are you?
Mostly to myself.
Why do you help him? Does he try to hurt you? I mean, does he threaten you? Because I could help you if you'd let me help you.
You can't help me. You can't help yourself.
I know, but we could try to help each other, and then he wouldn't have to know about it.
He knows everything.
He doesn't know everything. He wouldn't have to know about this.
Look, all I'm saying is give us a little time.
There's no time. If Brenda's still alive, I'm going to find her. And even if I have to bend the rules a little bit.
All right, well, that's good, Sonny. You break a few kneecaps, kill a few guys, put the bodies in the harbor, and make your son...
You don't have to stay in town to watch.
I'm not talking about me.
Hey. What's up?
You called Lulu?
Yeah, I want Dante to take a vacation. Anywhere you guys want.
Oh, that's really generous and unexpected.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to fight with Dante. And I know you have issues with me, but I know you love him. So wherever you guys want to go, you know, let me know. I'll pay the tab.
Just when I start to feel for the guy, I want to lock him up and throw away the key.
Where's Sam? Did something happen?
I was helping Sam get out of bed when she just collapsed. Same way Allie did.
Who's Allie?
My friend who was in the bus accident. You know, everyone thought that she was fine. She was talking and smiling. And then she touched her head and just passed out. An hour later, she was dead. You know, Sam was in a car explosion. And I'm just scared that she's hurt worse than anyone knows.
Was Sam unconscious when they took her for the tests?
No, Dr. Drake came in and then she woke up.
Okay. What did he say?
He said that she could have just fainted or it could be something serious.
How was she feeling?
She said she felt fine, but Mom and I were hovering over her and all scared and nervous. So she could have just been pretending so we wouldn't freak out.
Can you be strong for her? I just don't want her to see, you know, how scared you are.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm probably not helping you either. This is going to sound weird, but sometimes I think Sam tries to look out for me, Mom, and Molly. And she kind of knows that she's the toughest of all of us. So if she gets hurt or sick, it just doesn't really compute.
She survived the explosion. And she's beating the odds, and she can do it again.
Well, you saw that guy at the hospital?
Yes, he was an orderly. At least he was dressed like one. I walked in and saw him holding a pillow over Sean, and Sean was shoving him off.
Okay, there's no chance you're exaggerating what you saw.
No, I swear. I offered to call for help, but Sean told me to step out into the hall like he was trying to get me out of the way.
Okay,
and
look,
then the
I'm gonna
orderly...
check- I'm
I'm
gonna check it
coming
out.
with you.
No, it's probably nothing, but you should just stay here, okay?
Sonny tracked down one of Theo's guys, Sean Butler.
Security consultant?
Yeah, he had him duct taped to a chair in Carly's living room. He was gonna work him over to get information about Theo.
Was Carly there too?
Yeah. Sean told her he didn't know where Brenda and Theo were, and she believed him, so she was trying to stop Sonny. Michael showed up, and then Morgan saw what was going on, so he called me.
Oh my God, Morgan should not see his dad like that.
I know, he was afraid his father was gonna kill this guy right in front of him. I mean, what kind of role model is
So
that?
did you get there in time?
Yeah, I talked him down. I told him he should work on being a father first.
Well, no matter what I think of Sonny, his kids are always the most important thing to him.
Yeah, he keeps saying that. You know, heaven forbid he would actually quit the business and set a decent example.
Well, Dante, you've seen the dark and vengeful side of Sonny before, and maybe he doesn't want you to see it again, and that's why he's trying to keep you off the Brenda search.
So what, you think I should take him up on his offer of sipping margaritas on a beach?
I think that maybe he's trying to protect you.
I think the only person Sonny Corinthos is trying to protect is himself.
Hey, look, you know I will help you any way I can, but I draw the line at you beating people.
No, you
in my
kept me
living
from
room.
doing the wrong thing. And I thank you for that.
I know you're out of your mind with worry.
Well, it's just that we try to keep, you know, what I do from the kids, and they see, they see me like that. I'm just thank God that nothing else happened.
I'm not judging you. I mean, I'm not. If someone I love had been taken, I would be freaking out, and you know I'd want to kill everybody.
I don't doubt it.
And it sucks that Michael and Morgan witnessed what happened, but it could have been worse, you know?
Well, I just, I kick myself for not thinking it through. I mean, your place, somebody could have just walked in. I should have taken that guy and just, someone
Sonny,
else to question him. But
his name is Sean, and I was
don't care
talking
what-
to him for a long time. I don't think he knows
Well, it doesn't really
anything.
matter now because the cops are involved. I can't get near him regardless. So what I need from you is Theo.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but is there any news about Brenda?
No. You got to talk to the cops if you want any news.
Well, I don't think the cops are going to be the ones to find her. I don't care who does or what methods are used. I just want her back, safe. Excuse me.
quite urgent.
What's taking so long?
Sure, they'll be back soon.
You don't have to stay calm for me. You know, I know that you're probably scared too. You'd be totally lost without Sam.
You know what? If they're not back in 10 minutes, I'll go check.
Oh, I can't wait. I have to see what's happening.
We're back.
Hi. Sam. I'm sorry, Christina. How are the tests?
Petra's going to be in any minute with the results. Everything went well. No more fainting.
How do you feel? Sorry. How do you feel?
Good.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
You in there?
Hey, I got some test results.
And?
And you fainted.
I fainted.
You fainted.
I need anything you can get on Theo.
I can give you a record of his calls.
And the list of names of anybody on staff that he dealt with, bartenders, if he worked in the spa, masseuses, trainers.
I can put a list together for you, no problem.
Send that list to Bernie as soon as you can.
You really think he only dealt with local people?
He must have, and that information is going to lead us to Brenda. Because my feeling is if we can...
Well, I'll ask everyone. Because you're thinking that maybe he talked to people and maybe just let some things slip.
I've broken laws myself. I don't think Sonny should be going around strong-arming every punk in the city.
Well, you're trying to keep a bad situation from getting worse the best that you can.
Yeah, but I can't just make up rules. This law's worth enforcing, this one isn't.
Right. But, I don't know, you're making the best choices that you can at the time.
Well, if I think like that, I'm really no better than Sonny.
You're moral and ethical.
I have a duty to my brothers, to me, to Sonny, to keep them in line.
Okay, well, Sonny's gonna do everything that he wants.
Unless I'm prepared to arrest him.
Are you?
Yeah, Falconeri.
Dante? It's Molly. Mike went after this guy who I think works for Theo, and he hasn't come back.
Why are you following me? Were you in Sean Butler's room this morning?
What is it to you?
You work for Theo Hoff.
What the hell are you talking
You
about?
don't want to talk to me? Maybe you'd rather talk to my father, Sonny Corinthos?
All right, kid. Now, we have a problem.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one home, and I'm gonna bring you guys back some coffee in the morning, some scones.
What time do they wake you up at?
6.
6.
She'll never make it.
I'm gonna be here at 7, okay? That's how much I love you.
That's love. Ooh.
I just wanted to apologize for freaking out. Yeah, I know that you were scared too, and I was going on and on about Allie. And I just wanted to say thanks for being patient and nice.
Sam's okay. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it is. I'm just glad you guys are together.
I love you so much. I wish you could hear me tell you.
Jason, I just did.
I trust you enjoyed yourself at the Metro Court.
I was with Sonny and Carly when you called.
Interesting choice of companions.
I was expressing my concern and trying to find out if Sonny has any leads that would point him toward you.
Either that, or you were tipping him off.
Why would I do that?
Oh, you've done many things over the years, my dear wife, that defy explanation.
I need all phone records for Theo Hoffman.
And housekeeping.
And I need a list of all the maids who cleaned his room.
Next time, the blade.
Other hotel services.
Yeah, make a list of any hotel service this guy used. Okay. What about deliveries?
Good.
Okay, make a list of any deliveries that went to his room.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Corinthos? Sir?
What do you want?
You shouldn't have pulled that gun.
Yeah. Well, you can't turn me over to your father if you're dead.
You kill me and my father will hunt you down like an animal. There'll be nowhere to hide.
I'll be protected.
By who, Theo Hoffman? That didn't work too well for Sean Butler, now did it? Look, Sonny Corinthos is a man of his word. You put the gun down, I'll call him. You tell him everything you know about Theo Hoffman and you'll be golden.
Turn him Theo, I'll be dead.
Please, drop the gun.
Back off, or he's dead.